Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Hasbro Transformers Robots in Disguise. We're having a look today at Legion Class Autobot Drift. Scratch that, it's actually Warrior Class. I don't know why I keep calling it Legion Class. It's these blasted new names, I'm just not used to them. They should just still keep these as Deluxe Class, but what do I know? Picture of Drift feature at the top corner there. He's a little more mustachioed than what we actually got in the figure toy here. I don't think at the time that I'm recording this video I've seen Drift appear in the new Robots in Disguise cartoon. I've only really got about 5-6 episodes in though. Not a bad series. I feel like it's still missing something though. There's a close-up look of what he looks like. Very Unicron-esque, if I can say that. And then on the back, showing you how to transform him. Once again, no instructions included inside. We rely solely on the back card. And then it shows you 7 steps to transform him from this really awesome vehicle that looks like something Tony Stark would drive to the Autobot Drift. Download the code, scan the code from Drift as you downloaded the new app for Transformers Robots in Disguise. Does anybody out there, has anybody downloaded this? I have not. I don't have enough space on my phone to be downloading new. I just don't have the space. Between Family Guy and what else do I have on there? Plants vs. Zombies. I just don't have space. I got lots of songs too. I ain't got time for Transformers Robots in Disguise. At any rate, this is authentic Transformers merch. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, we're getting a better look at Transformers Robots in Disguise. We're going to have a look at Warrior Class Autobot Drift. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. First, having a look at Autobot Drift in car mode. It's really neat. Boy, oh boy, if I had the money, and let me tell you, Spot would do a lot of things if I had the money, but if I had the money, I would totally own a car like this. Although, if driving around the car like this, people probably would say, oh god, look at that guy over there. Mr. Show-Off having a fancy car. I probably wouldn't just ultimately buy myself a DeLorean and call it a day. But the coloring is awesome on this piece. We've got some red trim on the side, a little bit of red on the front there in the crest front of the car. It's mostly comprised of this yellow with this orange color and black. The black really pops on this orange color, and the end result is a really impressive looking vehicle. I'm not sure why, but the tires are extremely translucent. I don't know if that's deliberate or they just wanted to go with a clear tire. It makes no real sense to me. Unless they wanted to showcase the fact that this car would have had, the outer tire black and then the inside would be more like a see-through. I don't know. I'm not sure the logic behind that. But it's a really gorgeous looking car. Very fancy indeed. It does look like something that Tony Stark would drive in like the Avengers or Iron Man. I have taken the liberty of already concealing the katana blades. There's little notches there. Well, I should say notches in the swords, as you can see, and little slots there that you can peg these swords underneath. So at least when he's in car mode, you can kind of keep everything out of the way and you don't have to worry about excess weapons just laying around for a cat or dog or your little brother to play with and get lost. So I do like that. But car mode definitely is solid. Being that he is only a 7-step transformation, he's pretty easy to put together, or pretty easy to transform, I should say. You can also see where pretty much all the robot is going to be, that a lot of it is just unfolding and whatnot. First things first, let's take the legs, the feet I should say, and fold those out. You can keep that as a last step if you want. You can make it as a first step. It doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to fold them out for the time being. Then from there, you're just going to unhinge the hands. And as you unhinge the hands, it relaxes what will be the top of the car here that you can just fold back. Go ahead and take the top roof section of the car and hinge it back. It's a pretty clean transformation as a whole, the way it folds back. I do like that. Then take the whole bottom section, just spin it around, and then from there you're just going to separate out the legs. And then from there, I mean, pretty much leg-wise, you're well, you're all finished. Then just correct the arms. You want to just bring them out ever so slightly, just enough to clear this space here. Take the back section of the car, fold it back, and then take the front section of the, I guess what would have been the hood of the car, and take that and fold it down, just like that. Do a little bit of straightening up, clean up shop a little bit, and you've got yourself Autobot Drift completed. When it comes to his swords, we can take these swords and either put them into his hand, like that. Take the other one, put it into his hand, like that. You can have him wielding his swords. Or, similar to the Generations Drift, you can take the katanas, let go fingers, let go, there we go. And you can slide these swords into these kind of makeshift, not even really so much a sheath, it's just these slots on the sides of his leg, and slide them through like that. It's similar, I feel, if I can remember correctly, to the Generations Drift, that it had a section to store his swords. They're nice and they're concealed out of the way. I mean, you push him too far back and he's got all this extra sword area at the back, but that's to be expected. I mean, the swords just can't disappear. They don't just go into end space like Optimus Prime's trailer. So it's a good place to kind of conceal, keep the swords nice and neat. Drift's head is very Unicron-esque. It's also kind of very similar to Samurai Prowl from the animated line, where Prowl went through that period near the end where he had that sidecar and then he had the kind of the helmet, samurai helmet going on. He's very samurai inspired. The black and the orange, again, carry over extremely well in robot mode, and areas where that would have been all orange, broken up very nicely by the black. The black also does a pretty good job of hiding all the robot kibble because it is all black. Kibble-wise, it's not too bad. I guess the problem I really don't like when tops of cars or sides of cars end up being the backs of the legs. There's just something unfinished about this that I'm not crazy about. It does give him a lot of excess bulk on the back. I'm more a fan of when he has fins, what this clearly would not have. When it comes to his articulation, Drift does have a swivel in the head. He has a nice swiveled waist, which I'm surprised. Well, I guess not, because transformation-wise he does utilize that, but the swiveled waist definitely adds to a little extra ways to pose him. Arms are on a hinge. They swivel out. You can't hinge it all the way around. You gotta be a little careful when because he's got the pointed shoulders, that it doesn't kind of get caught on something. He does also have the hinged forearms, which also rotate. And then for the legs hinge forward, back, and out. You can see the side flaps of his samurai skirt. I go like this because it would be all robot. But this goes out, forward and back, and this doesn't hinder it at all. Nice hinge at the knee, and it also swivels there at the knee as well. It's a great complete looking Transformer. It's not one of my favorites from the Robots in Disguise line, but I gotta give props to Drift. He's a good looking piece. Autobot Drift is very inspired, I think, by, again, animated Samurai Prowl. The end result, though, it's a great looking toy. It's very super articulated. The car mode is fantastic. Probably one of my favorites from the Robots in Disguise line. As a whole, he's a pretty complete, pretty finished robot. I mean, even if you spin him around like we've looked at already, there's no excess kibble aside from this, and there's no hollow areas. That really is too problematic. Drift definitely is a very complete, all well-rounded Transformer. Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Transformers Robots in Disguise. We're having a look today at Warrior Class, I think that's what they're called, Warrior Class Autobot Drift. As a side note, I really don't like the name of the name changes to the size class. Just keep it deluxe, call it a day, have your cup of coffee and go read the newspaper. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Toy Spots heading your way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.